The Z1 Pro Fencing World Series is back in Singapore, with 8 of the world's top foil fencers all geared up to duel at the Marina Bay Sands.
This time we want to make it a bit nicer, a bit better, a bit bigger.
There's no other event quite like this in the world. I mean, you have the Olympics and the World Championships, but that's where the World Champions only compete and they don't have much chance to interact with the young. So they find this quite a very unique proposition coming from Singapore.
Into its second edition, the 2011 Z1 Pro Fencing was a 4-day fencing carnival that saw workshops conducted by the stars, and an international youth competition with more than 200 participants from across Asia.
The kids have even more interaction, the workshops are longer, we have 2 shows so that there's more opportunity to see the stars, to meet the stars, to touch the stars. That's what I'm expecting.
We have a new format, it's very unique. It's something called Europe versus the rest of the world, a team event. So I think that's also going to create a lot of excitement. Everyone will be watching all over the world to see whether the Europe fencers are stronger than the rest of the world, or can the rest of the world take on Europe.
Last year we had 1 show with around 500 spectators. This year we have 1,000 spectators over 2 days, so we doubled the number of spectators. So people start to recognize us and starting to get a feel for Z1.
The Z1 Pro Fencing event brought together once again 5-time world champion Peter Joppich from Germany, 2-time Olympic champion Brice Guyart from France, 3-time world and 7 times European champion Andrea Baldini from Italy, world and Asian champion Lei Sheng from China, Olympic silver medalist Yuki Ota from Japan, Z1 Pro first-timers USA's fencing prodigy Garrick Meinhardt, and Asian Games champion Byung-Chul Choi from South Korea.
I'm just so excited. There are obviously a lot of elite fencers here. It was amazing getting the invitation to come here. Everything's been great so far, and really excited for some of the competition and to meet all of these young fencers that are so interested in fencing.
I'm very honored to be invited to this prestigious event, and I'd like to thank Ralph for that. It's my first time visiting Singapore, so I'm quite excited. I hope it'll turn out to be a fruitful trip for me.
Here you have the chance to fence with the good fences, and normally you will get them on the World Cups, which are important for the Olympics, and maybe you can learn how to fence against them, and maybe you find some tricks that you can use in the World Cup series.
Last year I lost with Richard Cruz, so I lost with the winner of the event. Yeah, so I wanna try to do better. Why not try to arrive at the gold medal? Sure.
You know, this event is like a special event for us, and like a Masters, and not like an official event, but everybody wants to win in this moment. So I will try to win, and yeah, I want to show is a good performance for audience.
Yes, it's a pleasure to be here, to share our fencing way in the country, in Singapore, and maybe to win this great event. I hope.
On the one hand, I'm very happy to be back. It's also my last competition for the year, so for me, it's a nice way to end the year.
2010 Z1 Pro champion Richard Cruz was back as well, and he was all set to defend his title.
A lot of pressure. Obviously it's an exhibition match. It's a bit of fun, it's a good training opportunity, but I would like to win and I feel in good shape, so I'm going to push and I'm going to try and do it, and hopefully I'll defend it.
We start with the duel at the Marina. The format consists of 4 quarterfinals from which 4 fencers will proceed to the semis, and the final duel will determine the champion.
We're going to have 2 bouts to 5 hits. So if each of the fencers wins 1, then there's 1 more hit like a sudden death, and whoever scores that hit will advance to the next round. If somebody wins the 2 matches to 5, then he passes.
The first quarter-final pit world number 5 Andrea Baldini of Italy against America's fencing idol Gerrit Meinhardt. Let's join 2000 Olympic silver medalist Ralf Bisdorf for some highlights.
So the first quarterfinal opposes Andrea Baldini and Gerrit Meinhardt. Gerrit arrived in Singapore with a slight injury from the Olympic test event in London. Let's see whether that affects his fencing. There's a parry repost from Andrea Baldini, but off target. And the same the other way around. Baldini attacks, Gerrit parries, and the repost off target. Here a furious attack by Andrea Baldini, but no score. Andrea Baldini's attack is parried. Gerrit scores, and here another attack, so he wins the first round 5-2. We're going to the second round. Andrea Baldini with a straight attack hits, leads now 1-0. And another attack. And Andrea now leading 4-0. And with a remise, so he continues his attack. He wins the second round 5-0. We go to sudden death. One hit will determine who's going to the semifinals. And Gerrit with an attack, but the attack misses. The counter-attack of Andrea Baldini hits, and Andrea is going to the semifinals.
Yeah, I think that the first match I moved too much fast, and I haven't not time to understand which kind of movement Meinhardt do. So the second match I say, okay, go slowly, but it's only the first step to arrive at the victory. So I should be concentrate from now.
Up next, China's Lei Sheng takes on 2008 Olympic silver medalist Yuki Ota of Japan.
A very interesting matchup here. The two best Asian fencers against each other. It's going to be a very exciting match. Nice infight, but nobody scores. And Lee with another attack. He wins the first round 5-1. Now in the second round, Yuki Ota with an attack, 1-all. And another straight attack, 2-all now. And with another attack, Yuki Ota wins the second round 5-2. And like in the first quarterfinal, we're going to sudden death. One more hit. And Yuki a bit unlucky, his parry repost is off target. Fair play, both fencers shake hands after Yuki fall on this trip. And a beautiful hit. Yuki's attack is too short. Lei Sheng opening the distance, and then with a straight lunge he hits him. Incredible hit. And here the hit again. Nice hit, and Lei Sheng is our second semi-finalist.
This was a very close fight against a very tough opponent. Definitely a good learning experience. I couldn't have predicted the outcome. I guess I was just lucky enough to score the winning point.
In the next quarter-final, two-time Olympic gold medalist Brice Gouillard of France meets five-time world champion Peter Jopik of Germany.
These two fencers have together 8 World Championship gold medals and 2 Olympic gold medals. An incredible hit in the beginning. Brice Gouillard with a parry repost behind the back. What a hit to open a match like that. And we see both fencers very aggressive. They know each other from endless battles before. A very intense match. The attack of Peter Jopik misses and Brice Gouillard scores with a counter-attack. And a parry repost. The first round 5-3, Brice Gouillard wins. And we see very, very aggressive fencing, intense footwork. A beautiful match. Brice Gouillard with an attack, the equalizer in the second round. We are at 1-1. And Peter Jopik with a parry repost. Score now 2-2. And an attack on the preparation. Score now 3-all. And another attack of Brice Gouillard. He needs one more hit to go to the semi-finals. And with an aggressive attack, the double Olympic champion Brice Gouillard defeats 5 times world champion Peter Jopik, and he's our third semi-finalist.
Peter Jopik and I, we know each other very well from a long time, maybe 10 or 12 years. So between us, great history with defeats, victories. And so that's why it's a tough and rude match, because we have a lot of respect and we want to be the best.
In the last quarter-final, 2010 Asian Games champion Byung-Chul Choi of South Korea duels 2010 Z1 Pro defending champion Richard Cruz.
Byung-Chul Choi is known to be a very fast fencer. And we see a beautiful hit here right in the beginning. A parry repost hitting on the back of Richard Cruz. There we go. Richard Cruz attacks, Byung-Chul Choi parries, but there's no repost. And then with the continuation, Richard hits, leading now 3-2. Choi's attack is parried, the repost hits, Richard's now leading 4-2. At lightning speed, Byung-Chul Choi with an attack, 3-4. And another attack of Choi, 4-all now. And with a beat attack, Richard Cruz clinches the first round. Our defending champion needs one more round to go to the semi-finals. And Richard uses his reach. Choi cannot enter the distance, so he fails to hit. And Richard with a counter attack, 2-0. And the same here. There's a high distance. Richard keeps the distance very well, uses the reach again, 3-0. And the attack of Choi misses. Richard scores 5-0, and he's our fourth semi-finalist, back in the semi-finals after last year's victory.
So, going into the semi-finals, Baldini meets Lei Shung, while Guyard takes on Cruz. We'll have more highlights from the finals after the break. Stay tuned. In the first semi-final, 26-year-old Andrea Baldini takes on 27-year-old Lei Shung.
So two left-handers in this match. Andrea Baldini, a former world champion in team and individual. On the other side, world champion in team Lei Shung. And the first hit goes to Andrea Baldini, leading now 3-0. And now 3-1 with an attack, closes the gap, and now we are at 4-2. Andrea Baldini's attack hits, he wins the first round and needs one more to advance to the grand final. Here the attack hits 5-2. The parry of Lei Shung, 2-1. The attack hits, beat attack, 3-2. But after reviewing the video, the call is changed. Parry riposte, 4-1. And there is a steal on the attack. During the attack, Lei Shung uses his reach and steals the hit and wins the second round 5-1. We are going to sudden death. And then a beat attack of Andrea Baldini. But Lei challenges the call, so the hit is reviewed on video. But the call stays and Andrea Baldini advances to the grand final.
Next up, Guyard takes on Cruz from Great Britain.
On the attack, Richard Cruz with a hit. 1-0, now we are at 1-1. And off target. And a counterattack of Brice Guyard. Now he's leading 2-1. And a very aggressive attack. 3-1, Brice Gouillard. And another counter-attack. Brice is now leading 4-1. Another very intense match. And Brice with another attack, winning the first round 5-2. Before the competition, Brice told me he really wants to win that one, and we see that he's fencing very, very aggressive and putting all effort in winning the matches. Now Richard changes the tactics. He's more on the attack than before. Here point for Brice Gouillard, the attack of Richard Cruz too short, and then Brice Gouillard with the attack, scoring. Yeah, there was a parry, repost, and during the parry the blade hit the hand. But Brice can continue to fence, no problem. And a parry repost hitting on the shoulder. Beautiful hit by Richard Cruz. And Brice thought he scored that one, but there was no score, and then Richard Cruz attacks and scores, wins the second round, and we're going to sudden death again to determine our second grand finalist. And Richard wins the sudden death. He pushes forward. Brice Gouillard with an attack. This attack gets parried. And then Richard Cruz scores the repost, winning the second semi-final.
I lost the first one, doing too many counterattacks, so I had to change my style. And I put more pressure on him on the second one, and I won the second five quite easily. And then I planned the last hit to bait him and parry riposte to the shoulder. So I'm pleased it worked, yeah.
Now onto the finals of the Duel at the Marina. Defending champion Richard Cruz takes on Andrea Baldini of Italy.
So Luca Chier, our referee, is getting ready for the final. So our two fencers in the final. Let's see whether Richard Cruz can defend his title of last year or whether Andrea Baldini will win the Duel at the Marina 2011. And Richard Cruz scores the first point, taking the lead 1-0. In the end, it's a counter-attack of Andrea Baldini, and he's leading 2-1. And a beautiful attack by Andrea Baldini, leading now 3-1. And another attack by Andrea Baldini. He needs one more hit to win the first round of this grand final. And the attack scores 5-1 for Andrea Baldini.
Andrea wins the first round 5-1.
Andrea has an incredible feeling for distance and timing. And in the end, it's Andrea's attack, leading now 1-0 in the second round. And another hit by Andrea Baldini. He needs 2 more to win. And Richard's Cruz attack doesn't hit. Andrea with a counter attack, 4-1, 1 more hit. And a beautiful parry repost, and the winner of the Duel at the Marina 2011, Andrea Baldini from Italy.
Obviously the final was not easy, especially because I have lost the match with Richard Cruz last year, and he was still the defending title, so I'm happy to arrive to fight well. I think it's been a good final, and I think to have do a good fencing. So I go home with this trophy, and I'm happy.